And yeah, here we go.
Wait, turn it off. I wasn't ready.
Well,
I'm
it's
Jed.
I actually
I'm
don't, and I don't want to finish the joke. I'm sorry. I feel uncomfortable referring to you like that, so I'm actually gonna pass. And I'm gonna kill you all as a DM because that's my job, right?
fantastic.
I love this stream title. Okay, I will go ahead and move you all to the next map.
That's what we get for finding a DM on 5 They won't even continue the bit.
Wait, are there actually DMs on Fiverr? Because I know you can get a lot of things on Fiverr. I just didn't know if you could get like, can you get DMs?
I'm sure there was someone desperate enough.
That's what they say about Craigslist. Is Fiverr just the new Craigslist?
Probably. Maybe I should put myself out there on 5 I'm desperate enough.
I am too. Actually, that's why I look like this on this stream because, actually, we did have someone stop by. One of my other players stopped by. Hi. What's it? Oh, because you know how there's no shortage of DMs?
Mhm.
Or is there a shortage? Sorry, it's the opposite. You know how there's a shortage of DMs? So I'm like, well, if I market myself as a DM streamer, even though I don't know of that many yet, and then since I had this idea 2 years ago, I've seen like so many pop up. But I'm like, there's always a shortage, you know? I'm always in need for anyone who's desperate. So tell your friends, I'm always in need for anyone who's desperate.
Love the marketing.
I gotta change the music for you all. Okay, back to this. All right. You have so the jewel will lower down, and you'll probably want to zoom in into the full top right corner. I have your tokens ready to go. At least your token. You find yourself at what is entitled the Passage of Respite. I'll go ahead and move this to the token layer so you can see.
Nice.
The jewel will land. You'll see legally distinct Captain Drake from Pokemon fiddle with the controls. And before long, the lower 15 feet of the jewel will become transparent again. And he'll say, yeah, you can just, don't worry about the goods. I'll take care of those, you know? I'll do you a favor. You scratch my back, I scratch. And he takes a good look at you. Oh, and now that you have physically manifested onto the Radiant Citadel, can you give us a description of your character?
All right. Marlowe is a pretty weird looking dude. He's vaguely humanoid, but he's got green skin, very little hair. He has one eye on the left side of his face, but two eyes on the right side of his face. He's got a couple of horns growing out of the side of his head, a second mouth on top of his head, and his left hand is a lobster claw.
See, I have an important question for you. Can the second mouth on top of his head, is that also capable of eating things?
Yes.
Nice.
I hate that.
Okay, that makes me very excited for your next module, actually. Note to self, write out eating contest. Make sure that's nowhere near you. Okay. Would you like to disembark from the jewel, or did you want to hang out? Do you want to take anything with you before you go?
The only other thing I remember there being in here was a couple barrels full of hay or something.
Yes, yeah, some barrels of hay. And how many jewels do you think how many green apple Jolly Ranchers that are purple colored, affronts to nature, did you take with you?
A handful.
Handful. Okay, but what is a handful to you? Because you're am I allowed to use the word mutant? Like,
yeah,
that's PC?
That's what I would call.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Like, I don't want to get canceled on Twitch, you know, if I say the word mutant in a fantasy
I say
game.
6 gems.
6 gems. Okay. Let's see. You are arriving. Let me turn to the right page. Entering the Citadel. Okay. So you said you're disembarking, right? I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you disembark, you see that there are some guards. This is not a combat encounter, don't worry. Unless you want it to be. You are a D&D player, so it's not technically out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
But they seem to be just milling about, you know. One over there is scratching his butt. The other one over there is, I'm sorry, that is so uncouth. The other one over there is reading. They seem like they aren't getting much in the way of travel right now. And most importantly, you see a mage at the bridge, and the mage will welcome you gently, warmly, and say, welcome to the Radiant Citadel, traveler. Please, what toll do you have for us today? What are you bringing into the city?
Oh yeah, he did mention something about a toll, huh? How about this? And he'll hold up one of the gems.
Oh, that is not one of the goods you are hoping to sell here, no?
I mean, it might be, but I mean, I can sell other things too. What does a toll? What does a toll usually consist of?
She beckons another guard closer. She like whispers something to the guard. Oh, it just depends on the person. It depends on what you bring in. If you are a wealthy merchant, of course your toll will be higher. But if you are a simple refugee, your toll will practically be nothing.
Well, I barely understand where I am or how I got here, so I guess refugee is pretty accurate.
Refugee. She pulls out from her, she's wearing a little witch's hat. She pulls out from under her witch's hat a little notebook, and she will go ahead and mark off, oh, refugee, is it? Okay, and then which land did you say you were from?
Which out of character, which land am I from?
Romulus.
Oh yeah, that's right. Romulus?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, Romulus. Shame. Sorry about your loss.
I don't know what that means. What happened to Romulus?
Oh, you don't? Shame. It must be because of what happened to Romulus. She looks over at the guard and she kind of like gives you a sad, pitiful look, pitying look.
But so Romulus isn't doing so hot, huh?
Oh, it's not. She gives you a little. She gestures grandly towards the jewels that are around, and she'll say, "I'd like to think that the height of each jewel." The Concord jewels, the 14, 15, what number did I say? Oh no, this is being recorded, so I'm being tested live on stream. How many?
It was 15.
15, okay. The 15 Concord jewels that orbit. I like to think that the higher they orbit, the better off they're doing in the world. The lower they orbit, not so much. If you watch and you turn around and you can see that perhaps Captain Drake from Pokemon is about to lift off into the air. You can tell that yours is probably not going to be hovering so very high, but that's okay. This is your new home now. She will also pull out from her hat a little like scroll. Think of this as a little welcome gift from me to you, and she'll hand you the scroll.
Wow, thanks. I'll unfurl the scroll and read it. If there is even anything written on it.
Yes, it is. On the scroll, I didn't think you would open it so soon. That is my fault. On the scroll are actually directions to and a coupon for free lodging at the Palace of Exile. And if you look at your map, if you choose to zoom out in a bit, the Palace of Exile is that circular building that is mostly silver with some hints of brick color. So it's that direction, and it's free lodging for until you don't need it any longer.
Wow. I like this place already.
Oh, believe me, I love this place, and you'll learn to love it too. My friend in chat actually mentioned loving this character, and I assume it's because she pulled out some stuff from her hat, which I was actually inspired by Givik pulling things out of her hat all the time. Right?
Happy to contribute. Yes.
Oh, yeah, because it was just a bag of holding, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my mouth can be like a bag of holding, the second mouth.
I'm dropping out of this campaign.
I'm trying really hard not to make some joke about how that's my new pickup line next time I go on Fiverr. I'm desperate. My second mouth can be a bag of holding. My friend is horrified at this prospect. We should probably change the subject.
I'm sorry, Lightning's other friends. This is just the reality you've got to deal with now.
All right, I'll have her move out of the way. You'll say
In that
it,
case,
if you need
what?
anything, feel free to holler.
At this remark, the second mouth on his head just like yips slightly, but he himself will just nod happily and I guess make his way toward the shelter.
Okay. I'll go ahead and let you. I'm sorry. I'm going to let you move manually as I take it over to our next player. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what the size of your token is right now. And then I'm going to tell you that I'm going to have to make it a little bit smaller because you're practically the size of the building. Maybe not necessarily, but all right. Let me give you a little description of this Palace of Exile that that's Suchi is at.
Oh man, why am I here?
Oh, well, you're not being exiled. I'm sorry. This one is what was the phrasing? This is the squatter's house. I know you wanted to mark it. Don't worry, we'll get to that soon. But basically, since your character would know this, let me give you a little bit of history about the Palace of Exile. So the adventurers who discovered and reoccupied the Radiant Citadel were from the civilizations that founded this city long ago. Among us, several had been set on the path of adventure after conflict or disaster drove them from their homes, and the Citadel provided solace. In turn, they established the Palace of Exile to help others in need. The palace was named in honor of Socorro the Exile, its founding leader. So don't worry, this is not a palace filled with exiles technically. I mean, refugees maybe. He was a refugee of war in the land of San Kitlan, and he selected one of the most beautiful complexes in the Citadel to house the needy as they arrived. He swore that while his homeland was occupied, he would be in exile and would make his home in the palace, alongside any others with nowhere else to go. This Palace of Exile, while it sounds scary, is actually quite beautiful. It has spacious living quarters with adjoining gardens and recovery centers where refugees are cared for physically, mentally, and emotionally as they make the transition to either living in the Radiant Citadel permanently or relocating to a new land, as you can see, one of 15 most likely. The palace's staff coordinate with the House of Convalescence, which you, Sushi, would know to be the special healing house, to provide the best possible aid to the sick and wounded. So, this is where Sushi is right now. And you mentioned the squatter's house. Can you give us a brief description of this character that you've got going on and then what you might be doing here?
Okay. My character is Suchi. He is a drow elf. He's a little less than the average height. I don't actually remember what height I gave him. One sec. I might have that written down. Oh yeah. He is exactly 5 feet tall.
Nice.
He's got short white hair, and he is a traveling stage magician. So he was originally from the from the material plane, specifically the Underdark, living in fairly standard drow civilization of name that really doesn't matter, so I never came up with it. Over time, he pretty he pretty heavily stood out for not really fitting in, and made his way out of the Underdark and up onto the rest of the material plane. Uh, he is a self-taught wizard, as he doesn't have enough financial means to get into a major academy. So to make ends meet while he was learning how to be a wizard, he became a stage magician to put on performances to make some money, and that gives him time to practice some minor magic while also studying the more advanced stuff in his downtime.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get plenty of advanced stuff in your future, that's for sure.
As for why he would be at, what did you say this was? The Palace of Exile?
Yes, this is called the Palace of Exile, even though it's quite beautiful. Let me go ahead and put this on the token layer.
Nice. Well, originally I had the idea that he had like a tent set up as a venue for his performances somewhere in the city that he was probably just living in the back of. But I don't know, might be just more reasonable for him to be living at the Palace of Exile if it's not like stupidly cramped quarters. He's been living in the Radiant Citadel one way or the other for a couple of months now, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, more than enough time to get accustomed to the lay of the land. And I'll say, personally, I feel like the Radiant Citadel is the kind of place where you could easily have both. You could both hang out in the Palace of Exile and have lodgings there, and then also your tent, especially if you need to be close to quote unquote work.
Mhm.
So I got to read your joke here. Also, my friend Reese says that she likes your characters' designs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. It's at this point that I will go ahead and say that Marlo, you have arrived at House of Exile. Go ahead and move you a little bit closer. Before you see an opulent building, you see that there seems to be some nice amalgamation of modern and, let's say, what do they call wine when it's like older? Vintage? Modern and vintage architecture. As you see like aged brick, but you see newer, some sort of strange material that you can't put your finger on. But you see that the doors look pretty warm and welcoming. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I just remembered that when making my character, I rolled on the trinket table, and the trinket I got was a miniature mimic.
Is it an actual mimic?
Apparently, I'd have to look up exactly,
What
but
kind of stuff are you rolling? When you said trinket table, I had flashbacks to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and I was like, oh lord, what D100 thing are you gonna roll this time?
it was like the first one on the list that I rolled. Yeah, a miniature tame mimic.
Huh. All right. Well,
Uh,
are you gonna turn it into a key or something, or what you thinking?
I'm going to say at this point, it's probably in the shape of, let's say, a key.
How convenient. Nope, there's no joke there. Not convenient. All right. Did you want to use this key?
No, he's just gonna hold it, and he's just like rambling to it about the last like 20 minutes or however long it's been since the start of the campaign.
What's a
Because
campaign?
a lot's happened. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, actually, have you all seen the second episode of Doctor Who 2005, the first season?
Nope.
Which one's that?
It's the one where the Doctor takes Rose and they are on an observation platform watching like Earth's gonna get destroyed, but they have like an interaction with the other royalty, and they're like, "Doctor, what gift have you brought?" And Rose is worried because they didn't actually have a gift, and then the Doctor's like, "I bring you air for my lungs," and then he just proceeds to exhale all over. I really wanted to post that and be like, this is spoilers with no context for the start of the campaign, because one of you is presumably going to need to provide a toll to enter the Radiant Citadel.
Amazing. Part of the joke on that, I'm pretty sure, Brad, is also the fact that he is specifically talking to a plant person. So
Oh yeah,
the
thank you.
idea is that like the air from his lungs is also technically food. At least for that one person.
Highly intimate. I'm sure there are actually fanfics of them on AO3, specifically.
I'm
with
sure,
Doctor
given the fact that I'm pretty sure that character like pretty overtly had a crush on the Doctor.
Right. She's also very well designed. I'm not a woody tree, planty, but
Not yet.
Oh no. Well, actually, I remember I was looking up. I think I was looking up dryads for some reason. I don't remember it's for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight when you when you go up and like the bushes are sentient, but there's also a dryad protecting you there. But some of the dryad pictures I looked at, I was like, wow.
Already backtracking on the "I'm not a Woody" thing.
Within the span of the same conversation, it's a new record.
I hope your friend is still watching this stream so they can learn all these new things about you that we all do.
So she is. Well, I think some of this is probably in character for me for her, because like that checks out.
Fair enough.
I guess in my defense, I've been thirsting live on Fire Emblem Engage because that came out on Friday. So I've been some of the character designs. I've just been like, oh hi, I'm Lightning. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that tracks.
All right, so you've held the key up to the door, muttering to it about the past 20 minutes of something called a campaign. Anything else you'd like to do?
I guess eventually I'll just make my way to the Palace of Exile and enter.
Okay. You are at the
Assuming
Palace
I
of
see an
Exile
entrance.
now, right? Yeah. The entrance is those
Yeah.
doors that I mentioned. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and open those.
Gotcha.
For a sec, I thought you were going to use your trinket token and then you had rolled it to be the pocket mimic, and you're going to use it in key form for an unlocked set of doors.
Oh, man, that'd be a great way to like role play a set of thieves' tools. It's just my fucking mimic turns into a key.
Oh, that's cute, actually.
I'll keep that in mind.
Freddy can never afford them.
Wait, which campaign was it where you still haven't had a set of thieves' tools?
You went through the entirety of Wild Beyond the Witchlight without being able to get any thieves' tools.
Which is fine because I just kicked all the doors open anyway.
Well, in my defense, do you think there would be thieves' tools in? Well, I guess maybe the Feywild in general, but yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I wasn't sure about the Feywild, but I figured like at some point there might be a shop that worked in monetary value and not like your children's hair or
Firstborn
whatever.
son. What was the other thing that one of the Darklings asked for? Like your singing voice or something, or
Something like that, yeah. The color of your eyes.
oh, it's the color of your eyes, which sounds kind of romantic if you think about it, but then also is not. Okay, so you'll enter and you will actually see. Let me see if I can pull up a description for you. Hey, Jessica, good seeing you. Of this particular lady. Also, something that I found out when I was doing research for this was there's a lot of diversity here, so I'm very excited about all this. Oh man, we have a description for her. Oh, player art handouts, named NPCs and creatures. All right, let's hope that there's no spoilers on here. Okay, here I can show this to players now. Show to everyone. So you see that this lady is working behind the desk, and she I'm gonna say that for my benefit, Suchi's nearby, and yeah, you see her working there, and she looks up at you and she'll say, oh, you're a new face. Welcome to the Radiant Citadel. Now who might you be? And she'll stand up from behind the desk and she will walk closer to you within conversation distance.
Marlo will wave and say, "Oh, I'm Marlo Borealis, and this is my friend Kirkadroid." Oh, right.
Oh, I sense you have experienced great loss, and for that, I hope you can find yourself a new life here at the Radiant Citadel.
Yeah, I guess I'm going through a lot of changes in these past 15 minutes.
Well, welcome to, first of all, the Palace of Exile. Don't let the name fool you. This is a place where we can set you up. I hope that my friends at Customs set you up with a ticket.
Oh, right. He'll pull out the scroll and hand it to her.
All right, she will examine the ticket, and she'll nod and say, "Okay, looks like everything's in order. Well, you will be on the 3rd floor in the 3rd room, according to this ticket." And she will go in and shake it a little with her hand, and it will like lower in size. You know, it was a scroll before, but now it's kind of like the size of a business card. or maybe a key card, and she'll say, "All right, don't lose this. This is your ticket into your room. Here you go," and she'll hand it back to you.
I'll guard it with my life. He'll grab it with the lobster claw and then put it in his bag, but he misaligns it and it just falls to the ground.
You'll actually see, she was about to say something to this effect, that when it lands on the ground, it will actually sparkle and disappear, and it will reappear in your lobster hand. And she'll say, "Don't worry, you actually are incapable of losing it."
Wow! I'll throw it across the room.
All right, you'll throw it across the room. It will sparkle. It will disappear. It will take about 2 or 3 seconds this time because I'm a spiteful DM, but then it will also reemerge and show up in your lobster hand.
I want to say, as someone who walks in hospitality, you have already made this person hate you.
Wow. Well, I guess I'll guard it with my life, even if I don't have to.
Hold it with someone else's life.
She will say, also, for Suchi's benefit, I'm sorry, she should probably introduce herself. So she'll introduce herself. Sorry. She'll say, "My name is Sholei. I spent a lot of time here at the Radiant Citadel, so of course I can answer any questions you've got. Suchi, you would know that this character, Sholei, also is known, and I quote, known affectionately or derisively as the Old Lady. So you can call her Sholei, Suchi. You can call her Old Lady in a nice way. You can call her Old Lady in a not so nice way. You can also call her Old Lady in a thirsty way. That is up to you. But I assume probably one of the first 3 options are what you're going to go with.
Well, young lady, wink. I do have a question.
Long, exaggerated wink at the camera.
What I'm wondering what happened to Romulus.
Oh, you're from Romulus. You poor thing. Well, you've certainly been through a lot. I don't want to overwhelm you with all of the.
People keep saying that, but no one's actually told me what happened.
How about this? What were you gonna say?
It's just like continuing the "oh, you poor thing" bit.
It's like the "oh, honey." What is it that the Southern people say?
Oh, honey, right? Oh, honey, oh, sweetie, or oh, bless your heart.
Yeah.
My sweet summer child.
Oh, my sweet summer child. I don't think anyone actually says that on Ironic.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if you really want to like sound like you're talking down to someone, you can really just lay on the "oh, honey."
I should
That's
have
gonna really make you feel like you're being treated like you're 5.
Okay. So I'm going to say, Sushi, you are within earshot again for ID's benefit. And she'll say, the "oh, honey" thing to Marlo. And then she'll add that up with, "Well, how about this? Why don't we pick up your mood a little bit first? We'll give you a special, we'll show you what the Radiant Citadel has to offer." And she will pull out from her outfit, her dress, a pair of tickets. They kind of look like those business cards from before. And she'll say, "This right here will grant you passage to and from," she will lean in close as I pull out this book and figure out how to pronounce this thing. She'll say, "One of my favorite places to visit, especially when I'm down or something bad has happened to me." And she looks at you again pityingly. "I like to visit
your bodies.
I like to visit the Ginseng Night Market. It's in a wonderful place. And this ticket will get you to there." She'll also explain, she'll hand you one of my patented, copyrighted, you think I would know the answer to this, square of parchment with a big red X on it to show you the direction to where you need to go. Well, actually, it is technically just back to the place where you came from, like that customs area.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll say, "Oh, you should hurry, actually. It's best to go there right when the sun sets, because that's That's when all the vendors are set up. But of course, you might be wondering, why do I have 2 tickets here? Well, as I look at the camera, you see, since you are a first timer here in the Radiant Citadel, you must not go off world by yourself. And she'll kind of look around and she'll say, like, who can I conscript to visit this wonderful night market? You there. And she'll
Oh, I didn't see you there.
she'll point at Suchi and she'll say, "Oh, Suchi, could you do me a favor, please?"
Okay. What do you need from me?
Hey there.
What's her name again? Sholay?
Her name is Sholay, or Old Lady, or if this were an anime, I guess Basan or Basha. I don't know. I'm not a weeb, so I don't know about you. I don't see any weebs.
What do you need from me, Sholay?
Oh, well, you see, I would love to go to the Dinsing Night Market. I hear some exciting games are out there tonight, but alas, I cannot leave my post. I'm scheduled here to be receptionist for the Palace of Exile for the night. But Marlo here is new in town, and I've got this extra ticket. Perhaps I could vicariously enjoy the market through you. She grins at you nervously, and I also grin at you nervously. I hope you're okay with this. I don't know if you prefer a different way. Sorry to put you on the spot like this. We can work it out either way.
Oh, yeah, sure. I can show him around, I guess.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'll owe you big time. Thank you so much. And she'll also hand you one of the business cards.
He takes the business card and mutters something under his breath to the effect of, "It's a little redundant for me to be going to the market now, but okay."
I'll guard this card with my life, he says, dropping it on the floor.
All right, it lands on the floor. And it stays there. And Sholay will actually come over with the intention of picking up for you, unless you want to grab it before she does.
He's gonna just stand there happily waiting for it to come back into his hand. So
Christ.
he'll probably once she bends down to reach for it, he'll go, "Oh, that one doesn't." Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and look at your stats real quick. What your intelligence and wisdom are.
I think they're both below average.
No, actually, your wisdom's really good.
Oh, that's right.
Marlo is wiser than I am. But those
But he's dumber than you are.
Yeah.
I wonder. He starts tying the market card to his room card. I'll test that out later.
You should see the look that I'm giving the non-existent camera right now when I heard you explain how you're tying the ticket that magically reappears in your hand to the ticket that doesn't magically reappear in your hand and is vulnerable to being lost. Okay. But yes,
my mind is just going to like. My mind is just going to the old video of like someone demonstrating a cat always landing on its feet and toast always landing butt upside down. So
Yeah.
you just like duct tape a piece of toast butt side up to a cat's back, and then hold it in the air and then let go, and then they just spin infinitely for infinite electricity generation.
Yep. Perpetual energy machine. We've invented it.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to ask Sholay, the old lady, before you head back? You can technically go anywhere you want in the Radiant Citadel, but at least the big arrow that shows up at the top of the screen that points towards your main objective, it is pointing back towards the Passage of Respite that Marlo entered through.
Now, she said something about not being allowed to go off world. So the night market it's not in the Radiant Citadel, then it's
The
somewhere
night.
else.
So there is a market at the Radiant Citadel, while the night market for this next portion can technically be placed in the Radiant Citadel. For reasons that we'll get into down the line, I've decided to place it in one of the off-world places that they provided.
Okay.
Mhm.
We have to go over to the rite of passage for that, and then present our tickets. I take.
That's correct.
Okay.
Let me swap out your music to Radiant Citadel instead of. Oh, so, taking a page from your book, I've tried to at least title the songs accordingly.
Nice.
Yeah, any other objections to traveling straight to the passage respite?
No, though I imagine on the way there we'd probably introduce ourselves.
Yep,
Oh,
probably.
yes, you can do that. And then after you do that, I'll go ahead and give it. I'm sorry, I should be giving a description of the streets of the Radiant Citadel too, as I pull that up.
Hey, thanks for walking me there. I'm Marlo.
Nice to meet you, Marlo. I'm Suchi. So I guess this is your first day in the Citadel then.
Yep. Having a lot of firsts today.
Oh, what else?
First fight with a rock. First drowned friend this year. First returning business card.
Uh-huh. I feel like you're putting a little too much stock in some of those things. I am sorry about your loss, though this year comment is a little worrying.
You know how it is.
I'm concerned that I might. Anyway, don't stand around if you want to go visit the night market. We've only got so much time.
I'd love to follow you if my legs worked.
I'm sorry, is this token incapable of? Let me fix that for you. MMM. All right, give that a try.
I don't know how high your passive perception is, but you might hear that whenever his right foot takes a step, you hear like a soft squelching sound.
I kind of don't want to know what that squashing sound is, but as a DM, I feel like I'm not allowed to not know what that is.
I've got a passive perception of 10, so I'm fairly confident I'm allowed to not know what that is.
Yeah, my passive perception is also 10. Oh, looks like I can't know.
It probably won't come up.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Yes.
What kind of money does this night market deal in? Is it just regular currency?
I think it's regular currency. Let me check them on the page.
It better be fucking regular currency after the last campaign.
Yeah, I see some copper pieces, silver pieces, gold pieces. Yeah, it's just regular currency.
Okay.
I think Reese was very amused by your question. Unless it was something else. I don't think it was the squelching thing. I think it was the currency question. Man, I'm sorry. I cannot find this question, or not this question, this description, but just know that this place is highly diverse. You see that basically, where is this thing? You know what? I will find this another time. I say as I still look at page 4 of this book.
I just want to acknowledge one thing. So the head customs agent, when Brad showed up, you described them as like, did I miss you, or did I hear you say that you described them as like fairly short and wearing like almost cartoonish witchy costume? Am I misremembering something?
It was just that she had she's a mage and she had like a pointy hat, like a witch's hat is how I described it.
Oh, okay.
I know that it looks like she has horns on her. It's because it's the default mage token.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the description I thought you had did not match up with the token very well, and I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this looks kind of like some sort of Loki demon situation. That is not the case. I'll get better art in the future, especially for when you return.
It's like if this is supposed to be like some little anime witch hole, I mean like Little Witch Academia is like right there. But like
Ooh, you're right. I'll I'm gonna use Shiny Chariot actually. So imagine she looks like Shiny Chariot if she's in the series. I've only seen the OVAs. Yeah, I'll change the token when next time. Oh, according to Reese, she is in the series. Also, she said the thing that made her laugh was it was you and I being like, "Yeah, our passive perception is 10. We guess we can't know. Too bad." So sad. Okay.
What is shiny? I could have sworn it was shining.
All right. While we're looking up whatever, yeah. So basically, when you come within eye range of this mage, she'll kind of joke towards Marlowe and say, oh, "Back so soon?"
I've already been given more free stuff.
Well, that's what the Radiant Citadel's all about. You know, I get free education on the side. I get to do what I enjoy, and you get your free stuff like
a pass to the night market.
A pass to the night. You got a pass to the night. Oh man, she kicks the ground. Like a little bit of dust kicks up. I want to go to the night market.
So if I have one of these, it gives me the privilege to spend my money at the night market?
Oh no. Quick question. How much money do you have?
None.
Oh
I have
man.
15 gold.
All right.
What the hell, man? You stole all those gems that are not even worth anything? You're a bad rogue.
I mean, they might be worth something. I don't know.
Oh, yes. That was part of my plan, you know, listing those gems. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm going to pat myself on the back right now. Yeah, cool money.
Were you explicitly stating that those gems were just there for flavor?
Hey, looks like this mage is really upset about it. Yeah. Because all it gives you the description of the, what is this? What is, Concord Jewels. It's just a description of its like it has the cylinder. Each jewel is a building-sized vessel capable of holding hundreds of people and tons of goods. Though the jewels take a variety of shapes, their interiors are similar. A cylindrical core holds containers for goods, including livestock. Surrounding the core is seating for passengers. The Citadel employs official operators that Suchi would know, called clavigers, to pilot the jewels. There's supposed to be 2 clavigers per jewel. And then, as I alluded to before, I kind of didn't do that.
Well, so how does this work? Do we just get on a new crystal with the tickets, or they push us, they just shove us through a portal, or what?
Right. Good question. Okay. So the way that the mage will explain it to you, Marlowe and Marlowe's new friend, Suchi, perhaps, acquaintance, maybe less than acquaintance, traveling companion, is that now that she knows where you're headed, she is going to use her connections, and you'll see that one of the gigantic crystals that is circling the town will actually fall out of orbit, dropping on the town, killing you all instantly. Okay, no, it's going to fall out of orbit and slowly descend. Oh my gosh, do you actually? Oh, shoot. Suchi, don't tell me you have evasion.
No, not yet, I don't, but...
Oh my gosh.
I do have shield. Well, +5 to AC help.
I'm still a rogue. Of course I'm going to have evasion eventually, but not at level 3.
Oh, man. All right, I got to explain this for Reese, who's in the chat right now. All right, so in a previous campaign, both of these people had access to some sort of, what is it, super evasion? It's like evasion, like, if you succeeded, you took no damage, right? Is that what evasion is?
That's just what evasion is.
Oh, okay.
Evasion is on dex saves to take no damage. You take no damage if you succeed, and half damage if you fail.
Okay. But unfortunately, Endgame for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight had a lot of AoE moves, and not only that, you would be close to the enemy NPCs, right? And then some of their moves would be like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to cast Fireball right here on my person directly with me at the center. And then you both would succeed on your saves, and I would deal more damage to my enemy NPCs than I would be dealing to you all. I'm like, all right, maybe I should stop casting Fireball at my actual location.
I fell through that like electrical machinery and would have died or whatever if I hadn't.
Yeah, I've seen The Amazing Spider-Man too. That's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, it's supposed to give me electric powers for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
No one's seen the Amazing Spider-Man 2 right next to
He falls into a vat of electric eels, which shock him, and that gives him electric powers.
No one's seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Braylev.
In the same way that if you get hit with a flamethrower, that turns you into the Human Torch, I guess.
That is how it happened, yeah.
Wait, that's how that happened?
No.
Oh my gosh, look, I'm incredibly trusting. I actually believed you all. I was like, wow, I haven't seen the Fantastic Four in a while, but man, sure, that does sound believable.
So I'm going to sell these 600 gems you gave me, and
Did you want to sell it here? Did you want to sell it on the...
you know what? I'll ask the customs lady. You think these will be worth more here or at the night market?
Oh, I'm sorry. You probably shouldn't be asking me that question. I'm supposed to... She like gives you a strange look as if...
So that I know what not to do.
Okay, well, you probably shouldn't be ferrying precious... That looks like some sort of precious jewel from a different world onto another world. You might mess up the economy. Have you heard of World of Warcraft?
No.
All right, well, there's this wizard's simulation called World of Warcraft, where they're able to simulate real-world economies and how people interact with each other by observing what happens in this wizard simulation. For example, there was this disease that was relegated to a specific area, but wizards in this wizard simulation were able to glitch out of bounds, spreading the disease to other places where they shouldn't have been able to. They used this to determine how diseases would travel in the real world. Very interesting. Anyway, that is to say, you probably shouldn't mess up the economy. You shouldn't mess up other people's economies by bringing, it's kind of like if you take, it looks like you're headed to a particular nation where you probably shouldn't take their silk and spices and try to sell that elsewhere. Just stay on your best behavior.
Huh.
I'm going to ask an out of character question.
Yes.
I can speak. I'm a college graduate. So we should not bring precious materials from one realm into another because it could mess up their economy. How does that work when we are going to this other place specifically for the purpose of buying precious items and then bringing them back here into a different realm of existence? Are we then locked in the Radiant Citadel until we completely consume 100% of our purchases? Or do we have to part with them if we ever want to leave? Do we have to donate them to someone else? Or do we go back here and sell them at the night market? But if so, what purpose would any of these products have unless they are inherently consumable goods? If they can't have any longevity outside of the night market or the Radiant Citadel.
That's a good question.
If I had gold from Romulus, would that not be good here?
So I guess
I have gold that is presumably from the material plane.
Yeah, the gold is fine. It's more because the jewels you have are jewels from Romulus. It could be worth I feel like bringing the gold, silver, the copper is definitely fine. But if you're bringing, I'm not saying these are diamonds, but if you're bringing diamonds to countries that aren't necessarily as well off, I think it's more that depending on what you're bringing in and out, if you look like you're trying to sell things or you're a merchant, you're bringing back, if you bring back food or stuff with the intention of selling it here, reselling it, that's a no-no. But if it's for your own personal use and enjoyment, that's okay. Does that make sense? Because sometimes you could bring Like like some countries, you're not allowed to bring in fruit from other countries because they're like, oh, you might be trying to sell this or something. But then you can still bring certain foodstuffs. Kind of like that.
Mhm. This doesn't make all that much sense to me because
Mm.
if all of these different nations are using like the same currency of nations and realms of existence, I should specify
Mhm.
use gold, silver, and copper pieces, then the introduction of the gold, silver, and copper pieces from all these other nations, while useful for the common person, will utterly destroy everyone's economy, as you have now introduced a theoretical infinite
Infinite.
amount of all of these different currencies, massively devaluing everything.
Mm.
Like,
Which, if nothing else, for the purposes of D&D from a player's perspective, might be for the best, just because of how much goddamn gold we get and the fact that with this theoretically hyper-inflated economy, we're gonna need to spend like 5,000 gold on a health potion, and at least that'll put a dent in our 28 million each.
Hmm.
and like this would suggest that gold, silver, and copper are like universal constants that appear as a precious material in every realm, and thus
Hmm.
are
Well,
accepted in here.
at least in the first realm, I haven't looked at the later modules to see if they also, but I feel like they're also going to accept the gold, silver, and copper.
Hmm.
As
I
far as
apologize to your friend for listening to this. Brad and I are just this pedantic sometimes.
no,
I like poking holes in these sorts of things.
it's a valid question. I wish I had more answers for you. I'm just going off of what I know about like all the 15 nations. So Sushi would know this. Each of the 15 nations have one speaker, like one representative for them at the speaker area, whatever it's called. It's in the preserve. The nature preserve is where basically where they meet, and they have to tread very carefully because they're representing their nations, but their nations they're also representing the Radiant Citadel. So as ambassadors, basically, they have to like maintain a delicate balance, because someone back home on Romulus might be like, "Hey, can you increase can you like lower some of these? What are those? Can you like lessen the sanctions on us? Right? We're hurting over here." They're like, "Yeah, we could, but the thing is, it would affect this." Like, there's a lot of. I don't think it's present in the modules yet, but there is at least a hint of that. There's a lot of political, not stalemating, but they try their there's basically 16 entire civilizations at Fate here, like that are basically interacting with each other. Radiant Citadel is like the central one, and people have their own interests, and there is trade that happens. And the larger the trade that happens, they've alluded to it's the less safe it will be, just because there's the idea that the trade convoys might get attacked, or that another thing that they mentioned that is mostly related is that a lot of people who are trying to supplant existing governments, and this is stuff Sushi would probably hear about, people who are trying to supplant governments in their home nation will try to do the planning here because this is a neutral ground. These are neutral waters technically, so it makes sense that they could try to get like refuge here. The extradition policy, I have no idea what the extradition policies are like for the Radiant Citadel. That's something I have to like look more into, but it seems to be a delicate balance that I'm not too familiar with.
Gotcha.
So yeah, there are some concerns. I feel you. Hopefully you won't ruin the economy. I'm sure it's fine if you sell their jewels. Basically, she's gonna turn a blind eye for now, and I'm sure you could sell them at the place. Which, yeah, I'm sure it will count as currency.
And then we come back and like the money that you get has been counterfeit or contraband or some shit.
Mhm. Or they're like, oh, we don't accept precious jewels here. We only deal in paper currency.
Heathens. You barbarians.
All right, y'all ready to board? Sorry, one of the gems. I needed to check what color this area is. So each jewel is actually an existing like real life jewel. So since you are headed to this place, can tell you that the gem that you're is it's a ruby. No, a moonstone? I'm sorry, let me check. There's a chart. You're going to Siabsumko. What's up?
Are they all the same gem?
No, they're all different gems.
All right.
So the gems that are surrounding the city, I'm sorry, let me give a little bit more description. So there's like a turquoise, yellow quartz, serpentine, water opal, jasper, fire opal, amber, moonstone. You are boarding a ruby, so it will be a red gem that comes down. A sard, obsidian, pearl, amethyst, white jade, and bastite. Also, fun fact, there are Filipinos in this game, and they have the serpentine jewel. All right, so a gigantic ruby will come down. It will land right at the dock. You'll see that the bottom 15 feet will open up. You'll see that there are actually some people who are already on this jewel, and they are disembarking. One is bringing a wagon, and she has brought this wagon up to the mage for inspection. But you all are free to enter the jewel. When you can see from here through the transparent walls that there are 2 pilots here, as there should be. They're each wearing what looks to be. Do you all remember those stained glass constructs that you fought at the end of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Well, they have like basically their armor looks very sharp and angular. It kind of looks like stained glass, but it's like red as to match the ruby.
Mm.
One of them is at the controls. The other one is close to the gate, kind of making sure everyone gets off safely, and sees you two. And he'll say, "Hey, y'all getting on board?"
I guess we are.
Yeah, let me see your tickets. And you'll see that he kind of looks like Tom Hanks from The Polar Express, a movie that I asked you all earlier, and Braylov hasn't seen, so I'm sorry for that reference. But you should look up the hot chocolate scene, unless it should be a secret.
I believe I've seen that too.
Oh, okay. So he looks like Tom Hanks from that movie.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were saying that he had one that was like hole punchers, and he was just utterly eviscerating our tickets.
I actually considered having him have a hole puncher to eviscerate the tickets completely. But no, he has a simple hole punch, and he'll punch it, and you'll see that it's in the shape of what looks to be a shrimp of some sort. It looks like a shrimp. I don't know if you both know what shrimp are canonically in the game, but it looks to be some sort of strange seafood. There we go.
It's kind of just as much of a stretch, honestly. Never seen a shrimp, but I know it's seafood. All right. So we hand over tickets to him, he inspects them, and then we board on the big ass ruby crystal thingy.
Yes, at which point I'd like to ask if any of you need a break.
Yes, please.
Okay. Cool. Looks like we pause the music for you all.
Be back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
No. I'm gonna go take a quick break too.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so the stained glass constructs were basically what had happened was, not to spoil too much for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, but they got in this fight, and they were in this central room, and in each corner there was a stained glass window. And the person they were fighting knew the magical incantation. He had basically like pulled it from he didn't actually live there. He was like squatting. He didn't belong there, but he learned the incantation, which was like, was it like soldiers of glass save my ass or something like that? It was incredibly like, it doesn't sound like a typical spell would be, but he said that. And then like 4 stained glass sentinel, like golems. Oh, they were golems. They appeared. They were tricky. They were kind of difficult. I forget why, but they could like blast. They could just start blasting. Hey Star, good to see you. We are currently taking a break for session. We are in the middle of sorry, let me explain this title. So we are doing journeys through the Radiant Citadel. It goes technically from levels 1 through 15. And so because there's only 2 players here, they start at level 3 because we've determined through all our games that basically you want to start 2 levels above. So I'm gonna take them from 3 to 17, and then I've added additional content so that they'll go all the way to level 20. So this is a level 20 campaign. The reason why we're saying we're illegally immigrating into the Radiant Citadel is because you have to pass through customs when you come in, just to make sure you're not bringing anything untoward. You can't bring in like exotic animals with the intention of selling it elsewhere. That kind of thing is something that we were talking about earlier. So one of the characters who is down here, this one middle one right here, this character has just entered the Radiant Citadel for the first time. I'll tell them this, but partially because I don't have a lot of the Radiant Citadel prepared, and also partially because we just want to get started for the next module, which, spoilers for them, we're traveling to Thailand next. I was talking about this with Reese's and my friend, and I was trying to figure out what country this D&D area was representing. My thoughts were either Vietnam or Thailand, leaning closer towards Thailand because there's going to be a noodle shop. There's going to be a hot pepper challenge for them. Again, these are all spoilers. So if any of them are listening on the stream, they're getting spoiled. There's the garb looks very Asian, but they're like close enough to the water. And like it looks, the area, the tropics, it screams Southeast Asia to me. I wish I could show you all. I don't want to spoil because if I change the map, it's going to change it for them too. Basically, so prawns, noodles, lots of food. There are going to be lots of food stalls. I actually am kind of hungry now. Like my mouth is watering just talking about this. So they're going to night market, which is also why in the group chat I didn't rule out Singapore, because Singapore is also known for the night markets. I mean, if any of you have seen Crazy Rich Asians, you'll know that it opens with them at a night market, which is one of my dreams. I've always wanted to visit Singapore, partially because it's a city and it's a country. So by visiting the city, you inherently visit the entire country, which is cool. Oh yeah. Since I've only read through the first module, like I don't know much else afterwards. So I hope, because aren't you gonna run it soon, or like have someone run it for you soon? I remember you're one of the first people who brought up Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel for me. So sorry if I spoiled some things. Well, I'm sure your DM would be running it differently than I am. Especially because, again, we've got 2 players. I had to figure out how to get them involved in the plot. Yeah, actually, I think I haven't spoiled. Yeah, I feel that because obviously I haven't run a session for us in a while. This one is on the books partially because it was run later at night. So, because today I got off work. Well, actually, I got off work at 7ish. But like last night, I got off work around 11 something, right? So I wouldn't have been able to run session yesterday. I'm gonna be working later tomorrow too. Basically, it's because all my stuff is. Oh, also, are you moving this weekend? Are we swinging by to assist with that, or basically since it's the last week of the bye week, I typically work pretty late. Okay, all right. We'll figure that out then. Yeah, I'm trying to finish up a lot of work so today I almost finished something. I'm trying to finish that up tomorrow. I'm gonna get a lot of the work out of the way for Thursday and Friday, and then hopefully I won't have to work much on Saturday, if at all. So hopefully next week for our session. Yeah, do you know if the others are coming up for that? I mean, I assume it's on his calendar. What am I doing Sunday? Oh, all right. If it's Sunday, I'll be down there actually, because visiting family. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I wish I could. Let me see if I can show a map of what the Radiant Citadel looks like on the outside. Player art handouts. Because there is like a picture of what it looks like from like an outside view. I don't think I see it. Yeah, I assume Star here just came from Luna's stream. I saw that they were playing League. And that Luna raided into Lil. Lil's model's nice, actually. All little flowers up there, that's cute. The flowers on Lil's hair reminds me of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, because Goldilocks also has her hair up like that, little poofy things on the sides. But doesn't have all the anime hair clips because Goldilocks, Three Bears, hair clips aren't very common. What other handouts do I have here? Man, I'll have to just take a picture and send it to them probably. Yeah, I love that movie too. I watched it twice this past week. Like so many things I love about it, like the shots of like the starry sky, um, the scene with the panic attack scene, anything with death in it, honestly. The beginning, like okay, so many things to gush about from that movie. Like the beginning when he's fighting and the clashing of the swords is to the music. That song's also really really catchy. And then like little things that Tumblr pointed out to me. Death shows up. If Death is in the crowd when they're doing the wave, when he first runs towards the giant, he's in the crowd. And when I watched it the second time with Reese, I saw him. He was there. I was like, oh man, because Death shows up at each of his deaths. There were again something recent I talked about. There were 8 glasses of. There were 8 glasses on the counter, and he was working on his 9th. The theory was that because Death only shows up when he's about to die, that he was potentially going to actually drink himself to death. Death's sickles, which were not only reversible but were combinable. Honestly, that final fight with Death was fantastic. Like the fire. Oh, I didn't get to tell Reese about this, but there's a shot where the camera pans out through the fire, so you can only see their their silhouettes fighting through the fire. That was so good. I really like Goldilocks' motivations. I also did like Jack Horner's motivations because sometimes not every villain needs to be redeemable. The fact that Death shows up on the corners of each of his deaths when he's counting, like how many, like number 1, there's a card that shows up with his death, and like Death is in the corner. Yeah, like especially after Frozen, like when it comes to twist villains, you gotta do it right. These days, I feel like people are overusing the twist villains. What else? Yeah, it was great. Oh, the fact that the bell tolls, I think 7 times when he's fighting the giant, and the 8th time is when it crushes him. What else? Things I didn't realize because it's been so long since I watched the first movie. First of all, Kitty Softpaw shows up briefly in the first movie. They have a dance battle. She also uses her extendable sword in that fight. When they dance against each other to go up, they actually danced against each other to go down in the first movie. Kitty Softpaw's Gatito Blade, actually, there is a Spanish fighting style where you fight with a sword in one hand and like a dagger meant to disarm in the other. So that's actually a classic Spanish fighting style. What else? There's so much. And of course, I say this every time, but technically, Puss has a love interest in the Netflix series, The Adventures of Puss in Boots. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, you're back too?
No.
Oh. Okay, let me know when you're done.
Unfortunately, I died in a car accident 5 years ago. You need to let me go. It wasn't your fault, Lightning.
Oh no. That darn Romulus,
Maybe someday we'll learn what the fuck happened to Romulus.
All right, so let me change up the music for you all. All right, are you ready for the next map?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, I'm sorry, I said that, but I'm going to do some descriptions first before I drop you on this next map. Actually, let me move your tokens. And then let me make sure these are the right tokens. Let me copy and paste over from the Radiant Citadel. And we're going to Tin Sing. We'll put you down here on the bottom. All right, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Here, we're gonna play this again because you're ascending up. All right, so you're seated safely in the ruby jewel. They're fiddling with the controls. Tom Hanks will ask everyone to take their seats and fasten their seatbelts. The walls will turn from transparent to solid. And then before long, you feel yourself being lifted up into the air. A familiar feeling, especially for Marlowe, because this recently happened to you like 69 minutes ago or something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that number. I was like 30, like 15 is too short. Let's go for 60 something. Like, but I want 90, but it's too late. I've already started saying the word 6. So that's how that happened. And before long, you're like 500, 600 feet in the air. They toggle with the controls, and you'll see that everything that you can see around you has changed. You'll see a wonderful sunset. You'll see rolling plains. You'll see a river and a large mouth leading out into an ocean. And you find yourselves in a new land that legally distinct Tom Hanks will call, as I turn to the right page, I'm almost there, Siabsunko, which I will actually type in chat. Hey, Sarah, welcome in. And I will go ahead and change this to, where is this? You are floating down. So here we go. I'm very excited to be using all this music. Sorry if it's a little loud.
Oh God, my ears.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Let me see if I have a description for you all. All right. Hundreds of temporary stalls, tents, and vendor carts fill the Din Sing night market with wonders to tempt even the pickiest customers. I will go ahead and move you over here. You're technically not off the jewel yet, but you might as well be. I'll go ahead and I've already placed you down there. The shops surround 3 golden tents in a sunken plaza. Merchants set up during the afternoon, and then as twilight is just falling, most are opening now as the evening's cool air attracts customers. Something that legally distinct Tom Hanks would probably tell you, like when the airplane is landing, is like, welcome to this place. He'll add that the vendors here are a tight-knit community, and many have attended the market for decades. Their wares vary from common goods to rarities. Some merchants price their wares plainly. Others haggle, trade, or exchange goods for favors. There are many notable shops in the market, many other notable attractions that may not necessarily be shop-related. The ruby will descend slowly, and before long, it will land. The solid walls will turn transparent. Tom Hanks will wish you all best of luck as you enjoy the Din Sing Night Market. Feel free to disembark.
All right. Marlowe will disembark.
I disembark.
All right. Go ahead and swap over your music to First Approach. And remove this music. Technically, I think this music is available on Spotify, but I didn't want to risk it for stream. So, yeah, sorry. Let me see what else. Yes, welcome to the Din Sing Night Market. If you want, if you point out an area or head to a particular area, how do I phrase this? You can feel free to roll a d8 in classic Wild Beyond the Witchlight style, and I'll tell you what the first stall that you happen upon kind of looks like. Or you can go to one of the larger tents in the middle. Or if you want, I can put a little like star or like an arrow towards like stalls that are perhaps a little bit more involved than others.
I think Marlowe will just run to a random stall.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d8. Well, actually, have you rolled already? Oh, you did. You got the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, God. All right, let me explain. I'm going to go ahead and I think it's on the GM layer. Oh, sorry. Let me zoom out for chat. All right, GM layer. So I assume you don't see any arrows or anything on the map, right?
Nope.
But you should now. And guess what? You, Marlowe, rolled for the first place, the first stall that you ran towards. I know it's the first one you ran towards, but like technically, canonically, it's up there. But I decided to just let it be the first one you said. So it's basically wherever you all like. Location isn't technically important, but you've arrived at Va's Lucky Amulets, much to my chagrin, because amulets to me are adjacent to trinkets, and you just can't seem to get away from trinkets.
Amazing.
As he walks up, Marlo will say, "Oh, this must be my lucky day."
Oh, welcome. Oh, welcome to Va's Lucky Amulets. What would you like? I have quite a lot to offer. You'll see that this shop hawks a mixture of charms and curios. The most popular being, well, actually, I feel like I should probably describe that in person. This shop hawks a mixture of charms and curios, and Va will say, "Yes. Oh, step right up. Our most popular ones are Monkey's Bane charms and Owl's Wing rings." And he gestures towards a set of charms and a set of rings.
What do those do?
Well, you see, both of these are said to fend off sickness and animal attacks.
Huh. What's the difference between them?
Well, sickness is
What's the difference between the monkey ring and the owl ring?
they say the owl's wing rings are more likely to fend off one over the other as opposed to the monkey's bane charms. Monkey's bane charms basically fend off animal attacks more likely. The owl's wing rings fend off sickness more likely.
Wow. And how much are those?
Let me find out as I roll. Do you want the rolls? Oh yeah. Well, sorry. I'll roll these live. They cost 11 copper each. What do you say? Isn't that a steal?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me swap
Well-
out the music for you.
Maybe I'll keep looking. Do you have anything else that's interesting?
Um,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring up some tragic backstory or something.
oh yes, you see, my family is from Romulus.
Ah, small world.
No, gone world now. I mean, anyway.
Okay, so it's just gone. No one's told me.
Oh, honey.
Who are you gonna believe? Some random NPC from a different world who the DM is speaking through, or me, your DM?
The first one.
Dang it! All right. Can you roll me a d20? Well, you can roll me two, actually. Okay, that's a 3. And that's a 17. Okay, he'll say this one. It's quite strange. He'll gesture towards a set of also charms, but each one has an eye on it. It kind of looks. I don't want to say it looks like the Egyptian eye, but it's it's like half Egyptian eye, half eye from the Owl House. And he'll say this is my set of malevolent curses. This one in particular, he'll pull out one. You can, as long as this hex persists, your target can only understand one language, chosen at random from the ones that you know.
Interesting.
As for these, and he gestures towards a series of, it looks like a bunch of holy symbols of various varieties. Most of them seem to be statues of a particular person. And he'll say, well, these over here, will prove that you have the god's favor. With this one right here, you can alter your physical features once a day for up to 30 minutes.
Well, my features already kind of alter on their own, so I'm not sure if I need that.
Oh, it is a shame that this is specifically the one I picked up and that you are my customer for this. Very interesting. As if there were only a 5% chance that that would actually happen. Very interesting.
How much are these ones, though?
These ones are 7 silver.
Well, what if I traded one trinket for another? Say, a memento from another world?
Oh, yes, you do all seem like outsiders. Well, you hear Tom Hanks's words echo in your mind. Some merchants price their wares plainly, others haggle, trade, or exchange goods for favors, and looks like this seems to be one of those situations. So he'll say, "Oh, well, what have you got for me? It depends on what you have."
He'll pull out one of the gems and say, "How about this lovely gem?"
Oh, wow. Well, I sure am glad that you what is this, a 14% chance to arrive at my stall first with these wares, because as far as gems go, I feel like these other places probably would not accept this as currency. So I'm glad you came to me. Yes, I will take this in exchange.
That sure is convenient.
In exchange for one of them, all of them.
Dang it, I was hoping you wouldn't push on that. I'll accept this for 2 of your choice of the Monkey's Bane charms or the Owl's wing rings. Gosh, it is hard saying that. And 1 of the stronger charms.
So the stronger charms, one was like disguise self once a day. The other one was fuddle someone's languages once a day.
Yep, that's how the rolls turned out, at least.
And then the monkey and owl charms are like fend off animal attacks and disease, but one of them does one of them better.
Allegedly, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. How about I'll trade this one for the disguise self charm, and he'll pull out a second gem, and I'll trade this one for a monkey charm and an owl ring.
Well, he said that he would give you, I think he said he'd give you 2 rings, he'll give you a monkey's bane charm, an owl's wing ring, and one of the bigger charms for a jewel.
Awesome. And okay, well, yeah, all right then. Then I'll accept those 3 then, and I'll leave the language one.
Yes, as much as I would love to get another gem away from you that is capable of being bartered for almost anything, presumably, technically, I technically will stand by what I said 6 minutes ago and offer you a fair trade.
All right. And what are these things called again?
With the monkey's bane charm, the owl's wing ring.
Monkey's bane charm, owl's bane ring.
Owl's wing ring.
Okay, wing.
And the other one is technically some sort of combine. It's under divine blessings, and it says you have the god's favor, so it could be like divine blessing, god's favor, god's blessing, something like that. I don't know.
Gotcha.
All right. And that is the first stall that you entered. Va will ask Sushi, if Sushi is around, if he wants anything from this stall.
No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but I am all set on charms and wings for the most part.
Ah, right. It is interesting that I had the NPC that sells magical charms ask Sushi what for. But yeah, all right, that's it from Va. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Can I ask someone to roll me a D8, and if you roll a 6, you'll ask you to re-roll it.
You got 7.
A 7. All right. Hmm. All right. So for this one, I'll go ahead and move to the token layer. You're going to Zungoon Family Seafood.
Sungoon Family Seafood.
All right. And
Oh, yeah.
thank you all for actually showing up here because I will go ahead and show you that there's a person here.
Oh, boy.
All right. Let me see if I've got a description for you. So you see, actually, let me see if I have a handout for you. Player art handouts, named NPCs. What's her name? Oh, perfect. There's one here. I'll show this to you all. You see a kobold dressed in impeccable purple and gold silk gowns. We have polished horns. She welcomes you in. She says, "Welcome, welcome to Zungoon Family Seafood." Let's see. You see that at this food vendor, you see that there are. Sorry. Let me have her explain. Welcome. We sell all sorts of seafood. We have fish cakes, fresh whaling slug, diamond-throated carp, and shimmering vampire fish. Anything strike your fancy?
Is there anything that's easy to walk around with?
Oh, well, I'd say that these, and she'll actually pull out, what is that called? It's like those fish desserts that have like red bean in it, and sometimes you can put ice cream in it. What are those called? Let me look this up.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Asian fish dessert.
This is the most wholesome fucking kobold drawing I've ever seen.
Taiyaki. She's like,
I should have known.
I've got some taiyaki here. And she like holds out one. Basically, it's like wrapped in like a wrapper, so it would be easy to kind of theoretically like walk around in it. And she can also try to fish up something to put on like skewers. I'm sure. Like scallops on skewers, perhaps.
So expensive. Scallops are so goddamn expensive, dude.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. A skewer of 4 scallops. How much will that be? 50 gold pieces, please.
This is going to be actually 1 gold per what are these things called? Kebab, scallop kebab.
Oh, that's still fucking expensive. Oh god. I'll take 2 taiyaki, please.
Okay, 2 taiyaki coming right up, and you'll see that she'll actually yell out for her. He's like, Gammon, where are you?" She's like calling out. "Man, where's that blasted kid? All right, looks like you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, huh?" And she'll go ahead and turn around. You'll see that she has begun like searing the scallops on the grill, basting it with a little. I'm making myself so hungry right now. Basting it with some sort of like buttery looking substance. She'll
I got the taiyaki, not the scallops.
Wait, sorry, what?
Got the taiyaki, not the scallops.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You got the that is my bad. I completely forgot. Okay, thankfully I am not Kusa Zungoon here. You'll see that she has like some sort of strange contraption, like some sort of construct going on where she closes it, and like when she opens it, you'll see some piping hot. It looks like for those of us at home, it looks like a waffle maker of some sort. She'll open it and you'll have some piping hot taiyaki, and she'll say, "Do you want any toppings on it? Perhaps some creamed ice, some hazelnut drizzle." I'm blanking on things. Yeah.
No, I'll just take them as is.
Okay, here you go. And she will hand you 2 taiyakis.
All right. How much does this set me back?
This will be 2 gold.
All right. Suchi takes off his magician's hat and reaches far deeper into the hat than should be physically possible,
Nice.
and pulls out 2 gold coins and hands them off to Kusa Zangun.
All right, she'll go ahead and pocket those, and she'll say, "Pleasure doing business with you. Feel free to visit Zangoon Family Seafood next time you're around."
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too. She will go ahead and ask, is Marlo here? Let me close this. Oh, Marlo, are you here as well?
He is. He'll look up and down the wares and kind of rub his chin and you'll go, I don't know, for some reason I've never been a huge fan of seafood, he says, scratching his chin with his lobster claw.
Kusa Zangoon will kind of look at you and she'll say, "Oh, where did you get such an appendage, sir?"
You ever fought a unicorn before?
A what? No, I don't think I have.
Do you ever see a horse with a horn on its head?
A horse?
Do you ever see a beast with 4 legs?
That's far too many.
You calling me a beast, sir? No, I'm kidding.
Anyway,
What was I talking about?
Why don't you just show her with minor illusion? Oh, wait.
wait,
I fucking wish I had minor illusion.
thank God. Suchi hands one of the fish pastries to Molo and says, "Here, take this. No fish in it."
So, say it again, sorry.
He hands you the pastry and says, "Here, take this. There's no fish in it."
Oh. Still looks a little cute to eat, but why not? And he'll take a bite out of it.
All right. Well, it's flaky on the outside, nice and warm on the inside. The red bean paste on the inside is just barely under too hot. So, as in, like, it's not too hot, but you can tell that it might have, like, maybe if you took a bite of it right after it came out of that not waffle maker, it would have been too bad. But
man, I wish there were like
tacky.
easily accessible street food near me.
Right?
I've already been searching for this sort of stuff. I am on Amazon right now looking to see what recourse I have for this.
Are there any food stands downtown?
No, it's not really a thing in Maine.
Nah.
I still wanted to try takoyaki at some point in my life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. How could I not have takoyaki at this family seafood place? Tisk, tisk.
I mean, as of playing 13 Sentinels, I now want to try yakisoba pan.
I mean, that one's probably a lot more doable.
Yeah.
Like you said, you sell shitty microwave yakisoba at Walk. You also sell hot dog buns at Walk. The game explicitly states that's all that's in it. At this point, it's like lamenting that you can't have an amazing hamburger, but also featured in 13 Sentinels. They have 2 particular characters in 13 Sentinels who have this, like, hilarious ongoing thing of, like, discovering this really mundane food. One of them is just a hamburger, and one of them is, like, just noodles in a hot dog bun, and they've both come to the conclusion that these are just the best food that humanity has ever created, and when they finally interact about it, it's honestly a really funny scene.
Wait, noodles in a hot dog bun?
Yep.
Interesting.
Crunchy noodles, I think.
Oh,
Did they
okay.
specify
I think so.
That reminds me of my middle school classmate who would bring ramen to school, but, like, you know, the instant ramen, but wouldn't, how do I phrase this? He would, like, bite into it, dried. sprinkle some of the powder on top, and that's how he would eat it. He wouldn't like heat it up in water or anything like that. He would just like eat it like a Pop-Tart or something.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
fucked up.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing anything suggesting that the noodles are still supposed to be crunchy.
Oh, interesting. No, never mind then. Yeah, I'm gonna stop looking at this wiki before I spoil myself to the last 20 minutes of the game.
Oh, actually, yeah, you probably shouldn't look at that. I mean, technically,
We're literally on the last segment. There's nothing left with the combat. Yeah, it's like we're so close.
well, I at
We
least
got-
know you won't spoil the last 3 levels of this campaign.
We finished the last non-combat bit immediately before D&D.
Ah, I see.
You ever played 13 Sentinels? If
I
not, you should.
don't.
It's thought-provoking and very interesting.
Oh, nice. I'll look this up. 13 Sentinels. Oh,
Also
yeah, I've heard
takes
of this.
forever.
Ah, damn. Well, I'm busy with my engagement. Fire Emblem Engage for the Nintendo Switch. I've been playing since Friday.
Oh, that reminds me, Brad. The other system that 13 Sentinels is on is the Switch. It's only on
Ooh.
Switch and PS4.
Ooh. Wait, how many hours are y'all into the game so far?
Probably at this point a little beyond 30.
Yeah, like 31, 32.
Nice. Okay.
Like it feels like it takes forever, but it's surprisingly short. It's weird. It's very weird how they manage that.
Okay, I gotcha.
I am 2 gold poor for my little pastry street food.
I also would spend 2 gold on pastry street food.
My character gets less hungry and I get more hungry.
I know, right?
All right. Well, in true The Wild Beyond the Witchlight fashion, this next encounter is going to be pre-scripted. If y'all are cool with that.
I am violently opposed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is the
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I do have a description to read here for you. So I am going to swap the music. Just because, why not? As the sun dips below the horizon, the Din Sing night market twinkles to life, gradually igniting in a dazzling display. The smells of food carts filled with pot stickers, coconut desserts, spiced meats, sticky buns, and more drift amid bright bouquets of glowing flowers and magical lights in the shapes of vendors' wares and whimsical mascots. Crowds of shoppers wander the stalls, drawn by the colors, smells, and music. You'll see an array of peoples making up the crowd, from humans and gnomes to kobolds and orcs. You'll see like magical, colorful string lights connecting all the buildings, glowing vendor signs, and some sort of strange, like, think of it like neon if it were implemented in D&D, maybe. Not garishly so, of course. And last but not least, actually, shouting rises over the sounds of haggling shoppers and the sizzle of cooking street food. A shrill voice cries out, "Give it back, you little thief!" "No, you're the thief," replies a youngster with a
I
panicked
didn't see
squeak.
anything yet.
An instant later, you'll see that a frantic kobold over on this side of the map bursts from the crowd. What's up?
You're muted.
It's also an adorable kobold.
Oh, you're not muted. You're just incredibly delayed.
A frantic kobold bursts from the crowd, clutching a sizable bunch of green onions. A flustered gnome woman chases him. Let me see if I have art. I think I.
She does look flustered.
First of all, let me show you. Oh, wow. I don't have a handout for this kid. All right. Well, Roll20 has decided that I don't have to show you all art for this person. That's too bad.
It's an amazing picture.
Yeah, let me see. What is this? A chase? Oh, bizarre. That's not it. Okay. I will have to show you a picture some other time, I think. Wait, it might be here. Yes. Yes. Can I show this to players? Okay, I have a quick question. Oh no, here's the player art. Oh no, here we go. Show the players. I feel like I wish they didn't. Well, whatever. Oh, sorry. Let me bring you all over. Because technically something happens. So the kid here clumsily collides with, we'll say, Marlowe, bounces off of you and falls to the ground. A moment later, Lamai catches up and attempts to yank the green onions from this kid's hands. I'm sorry, this person back here is named Lamai on the right. The gnome lady catches up and attempts to yank the green onions from the kid's hands while railing at him, I guess, is how they phrase this. Yeah, so she is basically berating him. Like, how dare you steal these green onions, you good for nothing. And there's like bit of yelling going on. Anything you'd like to do? You don't have to do anything. Also, they're very big compared to you all. Let me lower their sizes a little.
Gigantic kobold child.
Gargantuan gnome woman.
All right, before long, you see that Kusa appears from the surrounding crowd, and it was also huge, so let me lower her a little bit. She will intercede between the two, sternly telling the gnome shopkeeper, "That's enough, Lamai. You're behaving no better than our parents did, stealing from me and attacking my son. I didn't attack your son." And you see that they have begun a fresh bout of arguing. The gnome woman claims that she saw Gaman, the kid, steal the onions. Gaman accuses Lamai of first stealing the onions from their seafood cart and knocking it over. So it goes something like, "I saw him steal the onions with my own eyes. Well, you stole them first from our seafood cart and you knocked it over," which is completely rude. Rapid fire, increasingly outlandish indictments and assumptions follow up. So there's a bit of bickering happening here. You'll see that people are starting to gather around you. A bit of a crowd is forming.
Welcome to life at the Radiant Citadel, Marlowe. It's nothing but drama on and off the stage.
Did they even have question? Did they have onions at the seafood stand?
Of course not. It was stolen. How had you been paying attention? I'm not sure what answer you were expecting to hear, though.
That is the answer I was expecting.
And yet you still throw your wallet at me.
I am going to say I feel like retroactively I'm supposed to. It doesn't say that they're green. Okay, how do I phrase this? Sorry. It doesn't give much description what's initially at Zungoon Family Seafood, but it does say that there were onions on the seafood cart. So,
well, in that case, Marlo will just ask, like, so what dishes do you use onions for that have to do with seafood anyway?
Are you asking Kusa or asking Lamai?
Probably. Wait, which one was the kobold?
The kobold is Kusa Zungoon that you met earlier on the bottom, and then to her right is Lamai Tayenmo, who is the one who was chasing. She's in this picture here. You can see that.
Yeah, I'll ask Kusa.
Okay. Oh, well, green onions are used in a lot of seafood dishes. You chop them up real small so that they're kind of like little slivers, little circular, kind of like chives or shallots.
Scallions.
Scallions, yes. Those green onions.
I see. And how about you? What do you use the onions for?
Well, sorry, let me well, I offer vegetarian noodle bowls made with handmade noodles and fresh green tree beans. I have all sorts of vegetarian noodle bowls, so of course, vegetarian noodle bowls call for vegetables such as these green onions here.
I'm feeling hungry again.
Yeah, this module's not helping.
Well,
So I know
personally-
I'm supposed to be in character,
Oh, oops.
though I am still feeling hungry.
Well, personally, I prefer vegetarian noodles to seafood, so I'm inclined to believe you.
What?
I don't think that's how that works.
Kusa
Mom.
says. Can't be right. Look, I'm Kusa Zangoon, proprietor of market famous Zangoon Family Seafood. For a fish typhoon, you'll wish for Zangoon. She smiles at the camera.
Who are you looking at?
Don't mind me. Sorry, force of habit. Look, help us deal with this scoundrel. She gestures with her head over at Lamai, and I'll make it worth your while. Scoundrel, Lamai shouts, turning your way. Look, you all seem like reasonable newcomers to this night market. You don't seem like you're wrapped up in market politics. I'm Lamai Tienmo. Help me figure out what's going on here, and I'll give you a lifetime supply of delicious noodles from Tienmo Noodles. She smiles and looks at the camera.
Why did I want to keep doing that?
Sorry, force a habit too. Both women turn toward each other again, quarreling anew over what they'll offer you to help them.
Very interesting. It's very interesting that one of them is just like, you two seem new. You're not embroiled in night market politics. Would you like to be? Would you like to immediately take sides?
Well, as we all know, kobolds are dirty thieves, so like they probably stole it, right? No, I don't say that.
Wow. Session 1 of this
Okay.
campaign, we're already damn.
Like everyone in here, including the gnome lady, is just like, wow.
Okay, so historically,
Wallow second mouth says it too.
historically, kobolds are pretty evil races, but but this is like seemingly a pretty intentionally diverse and like revolutionary setting. So like maybe they're going for like what's the word? When you play something the opposite.
Like a devil's advocate or no?
Subversion?
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah, subversion.
Version. And they're actually totally innocent. Marlo says that loud. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, Molo's second mouth is just like really trope savvy, and that's so it just like gives advice based off of like what the standard trope would be, but how this setting seems to be really subversive.
I like this character now. Like one speaks like, but then the other one is like incredibly intelligent and wise.
One's just a regular dude, but the other one has access to the script. The one's reading the campaign along with him. Kind of level with you, Molo. I don't think that we're really equipped to come to any real conclusions about who stole what without having like at least first been there. But I'm kind of more inclined to side with Kusa because I really like her seafood.
See, I was thinking the opposite. I don't suppose there's a way we could discover that they're both somewhat guilty and then get free food from both of them forever.
I feel like if anything, they would probably just both scorn us if we did that.
Yeah. Doing the right thing is hard sometimes. What if they're both thieves because she originally stole it from a third unrelated party and then he stole it from her?
Honestly, I'm assuming that they've just been going back and forth, stealing stuff from each other for seemingly multiple generations. Given that Kusa specifically dragged their parents into this.
Well, Marlo speak up and say, "Well, maybe I can at least try and play detective for a little bit. Can I inspect that bag of onions?"
I don't think it's a bag. I think it's just a handful.
Oh, I thought he said bag. Yeah, I guess the archer has a handful.
I was gonna say, look at the art, Brad. God.
Yeah, the kid will hand over the green onions sheepishly.
I will
Quick, roll!
yeah.
Free food.
Eats the onions in front of everyone. There.
Okay,
Compromise.
I could have a lifetime supply of noodles later, or a handful of onions now.
It's a terrible deal.
Wait a minute, I hate green onions.
Yeah, I would not eat this whole thing of green onions straight. Like,
I feel like you're gonna regret doing that really quick. Green onions aren't super spicy, but like, fuck, man, all of that, it's gonna build up.
Alright. Is there? I assume the answer is no, but is there anything that stands out about this handful of onions?
It's got lobster claw handprints all over.
why don't you give me an investigation check?
Oh boy, I'm good at. Am I good at that? I have a 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
15's pretty good.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, one thing that's a little disappointing is the fact that while I have my magical assistant, I do not actually have any ability to summon the magical assistant.
Oh wait, why not? I don't remember the class, so
It just isn't a mechanic. You just don't have it because they're probably not designed with the idea of like you sending them off on errands and chores to go do their own thing. But they're explicitly sapient and capable of speech. They have their own mind and personality. Like, so they're just a person. You can just have them go do something else. There's no like maximum range distance for them.
oh damn, okay.
Like, but you don't have, but there's no listed ability for you to just summon them again. Like, if they die, you can like create a new one or revive them if you get to them in time, at the cost of a spell slot. But like, that's it.
Yep, just
If
gotta
they're
take lethal
artists.
damage to see him again. It's like I wanted to see you.
Exactly. I got lost. So you killed yourself?
Well, Marlo, you're able to determine that these green onions seem to be. They don't seem. You see, what color would you say Marlo's skin is?
Like a pale green. Hold on, I want to make sure I
A pale
like a seafoam green.
Right. Okay. Well, you see, being sea foam green, you're oddly attuned to these vegetables. You're able to tell that they're not agitated, or they're recently agitated, but they haven't been agitated for long, as if to say they're only recently disturbed. Before that, they were just resting. You know, like meat rests after you finish like barbecuing it.
Yeah. Seems to me like these onions were only recently disturbed, meaning that wherever they were before they were probably sitting there for a while. So that lends credit to the idea that they originally belonged to the noodle lady.
Suchi just leans over and looks at the onions and just says, "How the hell can you tell that?"
Well, you see how I'm green?
No, don't give them the lame excuse I gave you.
Yeah, so then he just kind of like gestures with his lobster claws, if like say, and so.
I feel like you just kind of shot your case in the foot there, but if these guys buy it, no.
Kusa crosses her arms and says, "Well, that doesn't explain where my green onions went then."
Could be someone else stole them.
yeah, that someone else is right here. And she like gestures over at Lamai with her thumb, and Lamai like smacks her hand down because it's like, you can't hit me. And then they like do the whole like, you know how kids are like, oh, I'm not like touching you, but like they like get up all up in each other's faces.
Hmm.
I kind of hope Lamai doesn't have any kids. At least then we would only have one family whose next generation is getting a terrible influence here.
You look over at Gaman and you sense the great sadness, as if Marlowe here wants to say something pitying towards Gaman instead of the other way around, which, by the way, again, sorry about Romulus.
Is that the name of the kid? The kobold kid?
Oh, yeah, the Cobalt Kid is named Gaman Zangun.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm. Well, while I'm on this like weirdly potent investigation, do I notice any other onions anywhere?
I mean, other than at Lamai's stand herself, I mean,
Mhm.
you'll notice people in the crowd looking. I mean, there aren't onions. Kusa's onions, if those are theoretically not her own onions, aren't just lying around.
Gotcha.
But I will say that the shopkeepers will take actually a brief break from their bickering. And they'll say, look, how about this? You all can... Look, Kusa puts her hands up. I will let you investigate my stall. You should definitely investigate Lamai's stall because something's up with her. What do you mean something's up with me? No, investigate her stall first. I offered to you investigate my stall first. Investigate Kusa's stall first, Lamai says. Then you can maybe investigate mine, but I'm pretty sure you'll find everything you need to know at her stall. Kusa chimes in, I'm pretty sure you're going to find everything you need at Lamai's stall, so you should investigate hers first. Plus, I have business to get back to anyway, so... And she like looks like she's about to turn around and leave.
Sushi taunts to Molo and says, okay, this has gotten annoying and I want this done with. How about I investigate Lamai and you investigate Kuso's stall?
I was just thinking the same thing.
That way they're both investigated simultaneously, he like very theatrically says to the two shopkeepers. And also, we don't have to worry about our own biases about the place that we would rather have free food at for life.
The shopkeepers look amenable to this. They like look at each other, kind of like you know in Road to El Dorado when the two characters are saying both is fine.
Both is good. All right. Suchi walks over to the noodle stand and looks back at Molo and kind of like gestures for him to go back to the seafood stand.
So
Go back to the seafood stand.
So as you head towards the noodle stand, sorry, let me just move these two away
Just actively shove the kid out of the way.
because they have, you know, gone away for whatever reason.
They're walking on their sales pitch.
You are actually approached by a separate shopkeeper up here. I'll go ahead and
I stole the onions.
I'll go ahead and show you this. It's the guy on the right.
He's the one that stole the onions. Thanks for being so forthcoming about that.
Because he's green. Oh, amazing. All right. So, following the heated exchange, the gawking crowds and shopkeepers disperse. The characters don't get far before another market vendor approaches them. This human man wears a flashy green shirt with a high collar and a gold filigree trim designed to look like hot peppers. He smiles while shaking his head as he approaches and introduces himself as Kasem Arun, one of the owners of the Spice Brothers stall. Now, while we're here...
gotta be a red herring, right? It can't be this easy. It can't.
What's the green garbed guy?
The green garbed spice-centric dude who's holding a vegetable cutting knife in the picture.
Oh, is that a vegetable cutting knife? Actually, I don't know my knives very well.
You could use it for other things too, but like... It's got a pretty clear, like it doesn't have much of a blade near the tip, like you might expect if it was, like, to be used, like, more generally in my experience, but, like, the fact that its blade is, like, seemingly entirely, like, at the flat portion, that's generally pretty common among knives that you see, used for vegetables.
I
In my
see.
very limited experience, I don't have any culinary training. Don't cancel me on Twitch. Don't cancel me on Food Network.
Okay, good to know. Wow. Nice.
There's also the fact that, like, the Spice Brothers and his brother is holding a pepper, and they are in his picture immediately equating, immediately like forming a connection with the knife and pepper, and by extension, the knife and vegetables.
I see. Okay. Oh man, you know what I should have had here? So first of all, I did pull up just now the well, okay, actually I'll save that for later because that's a secret. I should have pulled up some Mario Brothers music for these two because that's what I first thought of when I saw these two brothers, red and green. But they don't work with mushrooms, so maybe it's not really that big of a reference. They're called the Spicy Brothers. That's the name of his stall. Okay. Oh, and speaking of, now that we're here, how are y'all feeling? It's after 2.
I mean, I can go until 3 or whenever, I think. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'd like to go a little longer then. All right, we'll keep going. But anyone need a break before we keep going?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, Kasem comes up and he'll say, "Ugh, it's a shame that these families can't get along. You, probably shouldn't ruin your nights embroiled in politics. I could show you around the market, actually. That would be a lot more fun than... Wow, this sounds incredibly suspicious. Saying...
Very much so.
Oh, that would be a lot more fun. What do you all say?
That'd be a lot more fun than investigating my competitors with that.
Well, just saying that out all loud. I'm like, all right, you know what I think? Like the DM comes down from the heavens. He's like, you know what? I think you're guilty. I have you two until your characters look at you and blink and they're like, who are these people?
In the middle of a motor investigation,
Mhm.
a random civilian just walks up to the police and starts telling them that, man, this investigation show is a drag. Wouldn't it be so much cooler to, like, go hang out at that new bar that just opened up?
Well,
They know a shortcut through this alley.
well, he's
I'll
already
say-
stuck his foot in the door. What's up?
I guess Ron will say, you know, I'm actually really interested to see your own stall.
Oh, yes, please stop by my stall. Yes, come visit the Spicy Brothers. Actually,
He'll turn to Suchi and wink 2 of his eyes.
So you just kind of like looks back, very visibly confused about how he's supposed to interpret that.
I'm curious
Gives
which
a thumbs
two.
up with his lobster claw.
Why don't you just fuck you?
Okay, well, Kasem will lead the way. I assume Suchi want to stay and investigate.
Yes.
And let me see if I can do yours first. Excellent. Okay, cool. Right. Since you're at the stall, what is this? This one. Okay. Do you happen to know off the top of your head what the name of the folklore song was used for investigations? I have a playlist up here. It's like I see a voice from the past, escaping the myth, mystery, awakening.
I do not. Give me a sec. If only Roll20 was better at letting you like sort your music between games instead of just all being in your a massive fuck off like just library of tracks.
Yeah, I've like sorted them into playlists, but it's still like enormous and hard to scroll through.
I can't even figure out how to sort them into playlists.
Oh, it's really convoluted. You have to like create a playlist on the playlist tab and then go to the song tab, scroll to the songs, add them to that correct playlist.
I did that and it didn't work. Didn't show up in the playlist.
It might show up in the managed audio playlist, but then it doesn't show up in the. You have to like re-import it into the game playlist, like the ones you have on the side of the screen,
Christ.
because it only adds it to the playlist in the managed audio. If that makes sense, like there's a central one, and then there's the one that's specific to the module. All right, I'm gonna mute you all on screen so I can listen to this. On stream so I can listen to that because I got a YouTube playlist up and I was trying to find it. Well, it's not mystery, that's for sure. It's no biggie if not. Like we can just. Yeah. Okay.
Surfacing past.
All right. Thank you.
My
All right, found it.
experience at this
114.
point, the easiest way to find for me to find that is play the song in the playlist for the game itself, and then just like go look in my tracks list for the thing that has like visibly the same sound waves. Because
Oh, nice.
nothing else works in my experience. All right. So I am going to investigate the noodle shrine. Noodle shrine, noodle stand.
Noodle stand.
Tianmo noodles, noodle shrine.
Actually, since you're here, let me just swap to this music real quick. I had music set specifically for Lamai Tianmo.
Is your friend still in the stream?
Oh no, she went to bed a bit ago.
Okay.
I have other people in the stream, but
Oh, hey. Hello, other people. He has not provided us with the link to his stream, so we can't keep up with the chat at all.
oh my gosh. Oh, Sora says hello, voice. Here I'll send you all the link to the stream.
Hello to you too, Sora. My name is Quinn. Pleasure to meet. Nope, I have access to the Twitch chat now. No one is safe.
Oh boy. I don't know. It did come to mind. I thought slipped my mind. Normally I would have, got to get the 3 live viewers every 30 days or whatever it is for affiliate. All right, cool.
All right.
Well, thank you for the help. I will go ahead and play this.
Welcome.
All right. I'm sorry. Did you roll? You rolled a no, that's Marlo.
Yep.
Yeah, you are
Music's
free
not
to
playing for me yet. Is it playing for you guys?
I'm not sure. Let me stop it and restart it. Because I don't have audio for it, so. All right, how about now?
Nope. It is still saying 0 out of 0. Is it playing for you, Brad?
What was that?
Is the music playing
Is
for
the
you?
music playing for you?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to reload real quick.
Okay.
But no, I have not yet rolled.
All right.
Ah. Oh, that's why. Okay.
Oh, is it loud? I'm sorry.
No, it I reloaded it and it put me in my game.
Interesting.
Put me back in Phaeton. All right.
Oh, I like how I play this music and it puts you back there.
Yep.
All right, good luck, Sora. Thank you.
There we go. Okay. Where the hell am I? Get my character sheets back up. All right, investigating the noodle stand. What's
Okay.
that button?
Yes, I will go ahead and actually put Lanai there because I think she's supposed to be there.
I got a 6.
Oh, unfortunate. All right.
I was definitely good at investigation.
Right. So it says to make the in check, you just basically have to visit the shop and spend at least 5 minutes inspecting the space. On a successful check, blah 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 blah. A 6 was not successful.
That's persuading.
Mhm. Anything else you'd like to do or say to Lamai before I take it over to Marlo and Kasem?
So it sounds like you guys have quite the rivalry. Sounds like it spans a couple of generations.
Very good question. Let me pull up what she knows.
She knows nothing of the rivalry.
So, honestly, the Zungun and Tianmo families have always had a complicated relationship. While our trades and relationships to the Din Sing night market differ, they do say our stubbornness and intense family loyalty are the same. My ancestors strongly believe the other family has been jealously sabotaging us for years. You know, since we're paragons of what a night market merchant, oh my gosh, say that, should be. But Lamai and I, we try really hard not to continue what is now a multi-generational rivalry. We even begin. Sorry, what was that?
He said Lamai and I.
Oh, oops. Yeah, no, my bad. Sorry. Kusa and I have vowed not to continue what is now a multi-generational rivalry. I'm sorry, I'm reading this basically word for word from the first page of this module. We even have begun to seek each other's counsel and plant the seeds of friendship. Oh, wait. I see what's going on here. But in recent weeks, the thefts and vandalism towards my business have rekindled old suspicions. This feud is threatening to reignite, is what she'll say. I see now. It sounded out of character first. I was like, wait, but they were audibly arguing. But yeah. It sounds like they were good up until a few weeks ago.
And yet, you're in very different businesses. I guess you're both food, but you solve different needs and purposes. I'm surprised you even would consider each other competitors. But are there any other food stands that have been kind of on the up and up, or even more, or possibly on the decline?
You know, honestly, I've been so tunnel visioned towards Kusa that I don't quite know. But I'm sure that other market vendors might know some things. Although I will say, because you're outsiders, perhaps they won't be as forthcoming with their information. Perhaps if you were more renowned night marketers, they might relay additional information to you.
I've been in the Radiant Citadel for a couple months. How long do you have to be? How long do you have to be here before people start to care about you?
Oh,
Recognize you. I'm a performer.
Mhm.
I kind of live and die by people recognizing me.
Oh, well, you see, renown is. I will go ahead and gesture to above your character, where you'll see an imaginary bar.
Amazing.
If we here at Insing Night Market, like, depending on the feats that you accomplish while you're here, your renown amongst the vendors will increase, and the vendors will know that they can trust you with perhaps secret menus or secret information. And it looks like, as far as Din Sing is concerned, both you and your colleague looks far over, and you can see like the bar for Marlo clipping through the buildings. For now, there isn't a lot of renown, but I'm sure you seem like a wonderful person. Yeah, I'm sure you could get that up in no time flat. Well, yeah, to summarize, she might not know much, but perhaps other vendors would. Unfortunately, what they inform you of may depend on your renown. But of course, this is where, like, a video game with like be like, oh, and it's time to introduce the renown mechanic. But she'll say that perhaps you can gain renown by doing certain things around the night market. And she gestures towards the center of the night market where you see the 3 large tents. And she'll say that's probably the best place to get renown if you're interested.
All right. Thanks for the tip.
No problem. Anything I can do to assist the investigator trying to prove my innocence. She smiles, grins broadly.
It looked like my new friend got distracted with a new possible lead. Might be best for me to go check on Kusa's stand now.
Yes, I think you should check on Kusa's stand. She squints towards the direction of her stand. That no good Zangoon.
Let's not jump to conclusions here.
As you say that, a nearby bullywug looks over like, hmm?
All right.
All right. Well, as you make your way over to the seafood family, Zangoon family seafood, let's go ahead and do what Marlo's up to up there. Let me go ahead and change the music to this one, Arun Brothers. All right. Let me move cassette a little bit more. Right. Marlo, you see that also there is Sam's brother, who is the red person in this picture. Red for guilty, as Scooby-Doo would say. Guilty. He'll say, welcome to Spicy Brothers. And we sell spices, peppers, and spicy dishes. We've got cucumber fire smoothies, honey glazed hot chips. We also do sell honey glazed chips without the hot. But why would you buy honey glazed chips without the hot? What would you like? What are you interested in? Sam says, yes, we have a new friend here at Dinsing Night Market. Tell me, friend, anything here strike your fancy, or were you interested in something else?
Well, all that screaming in the square about onions or something is giving me a craving. Do you have any dishes with onions in them?
Dishes with onions, V will say. So this is Kasem and V. I think it's V. I'm not sure if it's Vi. I'm not sure about the... Oh, it is V Arun. I'm sorry. It does give me a pronunciation. So V says, onions. Strange. I don't think we sell anything that requires onions. Kasem, do you know what this onion is about? Kasem, shrugs, says, well... those two are at it again. V says, yeah.
Can I get a read on Kasem when he says this?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check. Kasem continues. Well, 10's not bad. Kasem says, yeah, those two are at it again, but you know how they are. V says, yeah. Ever since we were little, the Zangoons and the Tienmos have been going after it. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly. Tienmo. Yep, that's correct. From what you can tell, Kasem does seem pretty frustrated at the Zangoons and the Tienmos. I guess that's what I'll tell you.
It says, so he just said ever since they were little, right?
Yeah.
I forgot, earlier, did an NPC say they were only at it for a few weeks? Or did I misinterpret that?
No, you're right. So basically, they were... The Zangoon and the Tianma families have been at it for generations. But these two, specifically Kusa and Lamai, seem to be a little different about it until 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha.
So, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think V was referring to also their ancestors, as opposed to just them two, if that makes sense.
All right. Well, let's see. I guess I'll order something to throw them off.
Kasem and V will say, well, of course, if there's nothing here that interests you, you should check out our event at the event grounds in the middle. We have V. Shouldn't you be setting up for that right now? Actually, V's like, oh, you're right, Kasem. Oh my gosh. V will go quickly to the back and pull out a big crate, and he'll carry the crate over. He's like, well, Marlo, it's nice to meet you. I mean, wait, actually, did you give the name to Kasem?
I didn't.
Okay, never mind. So, well, it's nice to meet you, friend. I will see you at the Hot Ones event. I'm gonna be late, and he'll go ahead and make his way over to the event grounds.
But he's still here with me.
Yes, Kasem's still here with you. He'll say, well, I guess I gotta man the shop now that V's out. I wonder if I can get one of my helpers to watch the shop. I kind of want to check out the event too. It's a good time. You should check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep you if you're gonna if you need to go do something. So I can just head back.
Can you roll me a persuasion check? I mean, whether or not you were trying to persuade it helps me decide what Kasem's gonna do.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Wow.
I'll say, oh, yes, I think I should help him set up for the event. All right, well, what was your name? My name's Kasem. It's nice to meet you.
Call me Marlo.
Marlo. Well, you look like the kind of person who would be excellent at our challenge. You should swing by. There's free renown in it for you, you know?
Yeah, maybe I'll swing by in a minute.
He, well, step out.
Well, cool. As long as he's left me alone in here, I'll search around for onions or any trace of shenanigans.
I should have pulled up the NPC sooner. While you are searching around, well, actually, no, we'll do your search real quick. Let me check. All right. So basically, there is the Spicy Brothers stall. I'm gonna need you to succeed on a DC 12 stealth check.
In theory, I should be good at this. Hey.
Excellent. All right. Okay. Well, you'll see that there's actually a tent behind their stall. You are able to successfully slip into the tent.
All right, I'll look around.
All right, give me an active investigation check.
Hey!
Pretty good. All right, you'll see that there's business records. You see there's cots here for both brothers. You have entered their sacred home. You see what else? You see a large crate marked peppers, and you see a box of fruit.
Fruit, But no obvious onions or anything of that sort.
You see no onions.
Well, there's a box labeled peppers.
Yep.
I'll open the box.
Can you give me a cursory athletics check? Just don't.
I can try. I apparently have a 1 in that. Nope. And for the first time, I don't really have a crowbar on this character.
You're having a little difficulty. You could certainly try again if you think you can.
I'll try again. Hey.
All right. That is better. You are able to wriggle it open. Would you like to open it?
Sure.
At this point, you hear some footsteps.
I'll... Can I get a look in the crate before I hide, or is there not enough time to hide?
You can if you want.
Sure, I'll look in the crate.
Okay. Give me an active perception check.
Please.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, I'll get back to you. All right, let's
Right.
head down to sushi and Zungoon Family Seafood.
All right, so I'm here to investigate the stand.
Yes.
Is Kusa around?
Yes, Kusa should be around. I'll pull her up right now.
Hello, Kusa. Slight change of plans. Uh, my friend Molo picked up on a new potential lead, and he is investigating that right now. So I'm over here investigating your stand next.
Oh, okay. Yes, please help yourself. Soon we'll figure out that she truly was behind all this, and the Zungun family name can be cleared, and she can be banned from this market forever. I think that's what the thing is saying.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, it says here the shopkeeper will take any evidence the characters find, present it to the Din Sing merchant collective that oversees the market, and have their rival banned from the market.
Hmm.
Where,
Interesting jump in the stakes. Your families have had this rivalry for a couple of generations now, haven't they?
yeah, I thought it was foolish. I really tried to make amends with the Taenno family, but looks like once a thief, always a thief.
It's funny you should mention that, though. If if theft can result in the banning of a merchant from the market, shouldn't you would think that if one of your families was wronging the other for an entire generation, you'd think that at least one of them would have gotten the other banned by now. Have things really ever escalated to theft, or has it just been pestering up until now?
Hmm. She thinks it over. Well, we are both still doing business.
I talked to Leanne. She said that the two of you guys have actually been doing really good on cutting out that old rivalry up until just a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
Hey, yeah, I thought we were friends. I Till a few weeks ago, things started getting feels like out of hand. You know, lost my green onions this time. My cart was overturned earlier today. It's not good for business.
Can't imagine. Has anything happened over at Host Stand?
Yes, her stand has had stuff happen too, but it wasn't me, and it wasn't my son.
Hmm. Oh, I'm not saying that it was. Though I am calling into question if things are happening over at Host Stand and it wasn't you. Doesn't it stand to reason that things happening at your stand might not be her?
She thinks this over. You can feel the weight of your words setting in. Seems to be a valid theory for her. She like nods silently and kind of like looks forlorn over her wares at her green onions.
At her green onions, she has green onions now.
Or well, more like additional like basically you'll see like there's a set like where your green onion should be. And then like so where like basically there's green onions like imagine there's slots for like 3 stocks and like the middle stock is missing. Like you see like a little thing of dust around. Okay, there wouldn't be dust, but you definitely see that there are supposed to be green onions there. Sorry, that sounded really suspicious of her.
Alright. Well, just gonna check around here a little bit, but we'll still investigating stuff. And I got a 12 this time. And alternatively, if I have advantage, I have a 12.
All right, it is unfortunate. I don't believe I have anything additional. The DC was not met.
That's not surprising. There happen to be any other food stands that have either become more or less popular in recent time?
Hmm. It's hard to say. It does seem like the most popular stands also have. I mean, obviously, we are the most popular stand, and I'm sure that Lamai tries her best But other than us two, I'd say the most popular stands would be those who also have showings in the tents in the middle, which would be, let's say, turn. It would be, well, Madame Culp's tent. She doesn't really sell food. The one to the bottom left, I believe, is hers. But the Spicy Brothers host a test of endurance called the Arun Family Pepper Challenge.
Mhm.
And Sid Squid of the Trusty Leak hosts a cooking competition called the Battle Prawn Challenge in the other tent. I'd say if for some reason, Lamai, Tianmo, and I weren't around, I'd say either the Trusty Leak or the Spicy Brothers would be your best bet.
Mm-hmm. All right. You know, in years past, have you or Leanne been featured in the tent?
Honestly, I don't think we need to be featured in a tent. People hear about us through word of mouth, and it's a lot of extra work actually to be featured in a tent. Personally, I like to keep the situation, the operation, little tight knit. And not all of this extra hustle and bustle and to do about nothing.
Mm-hmm. 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 Makes sense. All right. Well, not very surprising, but I didn't find anything either at Leanne's tent or at yours, or Leanne's stand or at yours. I'm gonna go meet up with Molo and see if he's had any luck with his leads. Teleports behind you.
All right. It's at this point that I will have so V will show up at the tent. Marlo, are you trying to hide?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Well, wait. Do I have something about this? I don't think I do. Let me make sure. No, but I don't think that's until later. So nope, that's an at one.
That's rough.
All right, so V comes in, sees you hiding behind his cot, maybe. Let's say, hey, the storefront's out front. What are you doing in here? Shoo. We should we should be back here, he'll say.
And this is the red guy.
Yeah, it's the red guy. This is Mario.
So before I go in there, I will take a quick look inside that crate. Do I see anything suspicious?
Oh, the crate that you had opened up.
Mm-hmm.
You see some, I think, bird cages.
Bird cages, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
In the crate labeled peppers.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to be straight with you.
This is V.
I think your brother might be up to something.
What? My brother? Why would Decem be up to something? Something? What
So-
something?
Someone's onions were stolen from those two feuding families.
Right. Not, but they probably stole them from each other, right?
Well, that's the story. But frankly, given your brother's behavior, I'm inclined to believe he had something to do with it.
That's outrageous. My brother is a fine businessman. He wouldn't resort to such underhanded tactics.
Do fine businessmen store bird cages in their pepper crates?
Bird cages? What? And he looks at the crate.
Okay, so it's not just me. That is crazy in here, too.
Why would... Maybe he mislabeled it. Something's off here. Why do we need bird cages?
I was about to ask.
Maybe it's some new event. Maybe he's trying to copy Sid from the Trusty League. Silly Sam. Only thing I can think of.
I'm just saying, help me look around, see if there's any trace of like, say, onions or something, since you told me you don't have any of them on the menu. So if we found any, that'd be a pretty good indication that something's up, right?
Right. Okay. I'll look around. It's at this point that Sushi, you arrive at the storefront for the Spicy Brothers, but there's no one here. But you do hear some faint conversation from the back.
How much of that did I hear then?
Can you give me an active perception check?
Sure. Just kind of be a straight roll, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
15.
I'll say that you heard Marlo suggest, help me look for those green onions. If we find them, then, or basically what he said, and you heard V agree to the search.
Okay. So, not too much.
Oh, hey, Suchi, things are going great.
Oh. Hey, Molo. Didn't expect to find you here.
I think I stumbled upon a lead. That's why I winked. Winks the two of his eyes again.
All right. Sushi, now that you're back here,
She just looks deflated.
you'll see that you're in a tent. You see business records, cots for both brothers, a large crate marked peppers, and a box of fruit.
Can I see from here that the box of peppers has bald gauges in it?
I don't think you can see from there, but if you get close enough, you'll be able to see.
If I'm close enough, do I have to like walk out back behind the thing?
You basically, so to recap, they had their stall in front. There was no one there manning the stall. They have their tent in the back. That's where Marlo and V are right now. They're looking for the green onions. So far, they haven't found any. And that's where you'll see, various supplies that they need, boxes that actually have peppers in them, a box labeled peppers that Marlo was looking at, cots, business records, other accoutrements. Maybe a few chairs, that kind of thing. Yeah. So assuming you follow the voices and ran into Marlo back here, that's what you see.
Oh.
Normally I would give you an investigation check roll ask, but you don't find the green onions back here. Neither does V.
Bah! Maybe he disposed of them.
Right. He disposed of the green onions that we need for our... I will admit the bird cages are strange, but hey, no green onions here.
Oh. What do you have the bald cages for?
I don't quite know. I have my theories, but I don't see how it has to do with green onions.
And if there are bird cages in the big crate that's supposed to be for peppers, then where are the peppers?
Oh, well, we have these other crates, and he'll lift up a different crate. This one has peppers in it.
Does it?
It does.
No.
The other crates have peppers, but then there is at least one crate marked peppers that you're looking at that clearly doesn't have peppers.
And is it the birdcage one or is it a different one?
Oh, it's the birdcage one. Yeah, all the other crates have peppers, not this one.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And that fruit basket, is that filled with fruits that were like on the menu?
No.
And what's with this fruit?
Oh, well, these are persimmons.
Do you sell those?
No.
Then why do you have them in your storage room?
Well, maybe Kasem likes persimmons. I don't know.
Suchi, help me out here. I'm drawing blanks.
I think it was so based off of the context clues I've learned around the market so far. I assume that this is the stand of the Spice Brothers. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I heard you guys have a stand going at the tents in the center of the marketplace. Is that where your brother is?
Yes, he's running the Hot Ones challenge right now.
Nice. What other? Do you happen to know what other events are going on over there?
Oh yes, of course. So Sid Squid is from the Trusty Leak is hosting a cooking competition, and of course, good old Madam Culp herself is hosting a hide and seek challenge at her tent. Our challenge, though, is the most exciting, I should say.
Oh yeah, it's the spicy endurance challenge, right?
That's right. I mean, your friend here looks like he'd be great at such a challenge. Wait, you have 2 mouths? You could eat twice as much. Perhaps we should. He thinks it over. He and I lock eyes as I like basically mentally tell him, remember, we're not doing food challenges. We can't. This guy's got 2 mouths.
Mhm. Um. So obviously, I'm fairly new to the night market. So he said that the dude from the Sid Squid with the Trusty Leak, he said he's doing a cooking challenge, or was he doing cooking lessons? I don't recall.
Cooking challenge.
Cooking challenge.
Mhm.
What kind of food does he have?
I know he's got woks going on over there. I think he's using prawns actually. Um, and beans. Prawns and beans.
Interesting. I think I'm feeling more in the mood for some kind of meat, though. Do you know anyone around here that sells any kind of like, I don't know, poultry or bird or anything? Got a craving, yeah.
Poultry or bird? Let me see. Good question. He'll say that perhaps there might be a few people around, but as far as prominent shopkeepers go, there don't seem to be. I don't think I can positively answer your question. I know what you're getting at. While this night market theoretically would have a place that sells it, there are no places that are visitable that sells them.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, basically all you've got is the Spicy Brothers. The Trusty Leak sells skewered seafood dishes. Tianma Noodles, of course, sells noodles and vegetarian noodle bowls. There's a place that does desserts, and then Zungun family seafood. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else.
Hmm.
But it's a really good question.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a specific information, a bit of information that unfortunately Tsuchi did not do.
Hmm. Just in case I could sneak it along, what was it that you heard that Suchi did not catch?
Um, when what's this guy's name again?
This is V Arun, and his brother's Kasem Arun.
Oh, wait. When Molo questioned V about uh the bald cages, he made a comment about um he made a comment about
Oh yes.
the Sid Squid with the, what's it called? Trusty leak?
Yeah, the trusty leak, how he's copying Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
So the bold cages might be tied to that in some way.
Okay. In that case, he's not withholding this because of, he'll explain a little bit more. Oh, and just in case you're not familiar, of course, our event is the Pepper Stamina Challenge. Sid Squids is a little convoluted in my opinion. It's a cooking challenge. You have to balance you and a squad of 3 other people. So if you don't have enough people in your party, perhaps it'll be filled with other people. Have to sorry, let me pull this up so I have the right description. Participate in this cooking competition that involves recreating, it's called Battle Prawns, the shrimpening. You see, Sid's shrimp cakes were voted best dish during a festival competition last year. This challenge, held in the northern event tent, tests participants' inventiveness and versatility as they prepare giant versions of his signature dish. So some characters, basically, he's trying to have the character, or his contestants, assist in making a gigantic shrimp cake in record time. Participants have to rapidly prepare prawn meat and chop beans for the sous chefs. That involves chopping the beans, a bit dexterous. And part of the party has to... there's a giant tank filled with giant prawns. They have to slay the prawns. And then the sous chefs will fish them out of the tank once they are not moving anymore and prepare them. The faster you slay the prawns, the faster the dish can be prepared. See, it's a bit much, and maybe my brother is trying to copy him with these cages. Maybe, have some sort of animals on hand for contestants to test their mettle and try to slay. Perhaps cockatrices or something, and then serve that. Cockatrices are a little gamey, so I don't know what Kasem's up to. His ideas are so. Maybe he's running out of ideas. Maybe he's concerned since I'm going to be packing things up soon on my end, but who knows what older brothers are thinking.
Oh, you're packing up? Not feeling the business?
Oh, well, it's not that. You see, let me see if he's allowed to tell you this. He probably will. I just want to make myself feel better about this. You know what? I'm going to tell you anyway. I already dangled the carrot. So, several weeks ago, I told my brother getting married and moving to a distant land. Maybe he's trying to come up with solutions that'll be easier for him to handle when I'm gone.
Congratulations, by the way.
Well, I thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm very excited.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I think I'm going to go check out those tents now.
Yes, have fun. Get that renown.
Suchi tones to Molo and tips his top hat and says, Molo, see you in a little bit.
Right, yeah.
Where the fuck did I go?
Oh, it's a hill. I see. I see what those stairs are for now. Those are bridges.
Oh, yeah, I did too.
All right. Welcome to the 3 golden tents located in the event grounds, situated in the center of the Din Sing Night Market. Vendors sponsor events to advertise their wares and attract visitors to the market. The current sponsor of each tent decides how its interior is arranged. You see that 3 events are being hosted. The Arun Family Pepper Challenge, or as I've so affectionately stolen from YouTube, the Hot Ones Challenge. The Battle Prawn Challenge by Sid Squid of the Trusty Leak, and the Hide and Seek Challenge by Madame Culp's Silk. So I assume we'll be wrapping up soon, actually. It is 3. I was just curious if you all are, depending on how you all are feeling, but which tent you'd be interested in to approach first, if any.
I am here to speak to Sid Squid.
All right, so you're interested in entering the Trusty Leaks tent to speak with Sid Squid.
Yep.
Okay. And then Milo, anything from you? Any interest in a particular tent?
I'll roll with my luck theme. And go with the first one.
So the Hot Ones challenge.
Yeah, sure. That feels like a Constitution challenge. Maybe not.
Wait, what's your constitution?
No, I mean, I guess it's decent. But something dexterity would probably be more my speed.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to stop you from entering the tent for the Hot Ones. But at least Suchi seems to be entering the tents for the Battle Prawn challenge with the interest, not necessarily in the Battle Prawns, but at least interested in speaking with Sid Squid. Who I don't know if he'll be like, oh, well, I only talk to contestants or something like that. But at least for now, it's an idea.
Oh, if nothing else, we can cover more ground this way.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, then, given the time, are y'all okay if we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So next time we will have, I almost said Neza. We'll have Sushi enter the Battle Prawn, the tent where the Battle Prawn challenge is, and we'll have Marlo enter the tent where the Arun Family Pepper challenge is, the Hot Ones challenge.
Sounds good.
Woohoo. Right, I'll go ahead and mute you all for stream. I don't think they'll be able to hear you anymore. I'll mute myself for a bit, I guess. Right. Well, thank you all for stopping by. This is working. Hello. Are you on? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, we're going to raid into someone. We're playing Paper Mario the Origami King, which is my third favorite Paper Mario game. I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping by.